welcome to this episode of the Saturday Chat with Matt Sunshine Net on the WX4E repeater system, sponsored by the Charlotte Amateur Radio Society. Your net control this morning will be Whiskey 1, Mike Charlie Oscar, and my name is Matt. Net control will stand by for any emergency or priority traffic at this time. Hearing no emergency or priority traffic, if an emergency does arise during the net, say break, break, and state the emergency, and we will offer you any assistance that we can provide. As a reminder, this is a directed net. Call through net control when possible. When checking in, please wait for the courtesy tones. Say net control, key up listening for any doubles, then your call sign and name. Unlike some nets, we check in one station at a time. Let's start the net this morning with our short-time mobile and handheld check-ins. Please call now.
Control. Net control, key 4, SJ, Jeff in Punta Gorda.
Good morning, Jeff. Just to confirm, I don't know if I cut you off, that was K4SJ, correct?
Sierra Juliet.
Gotcha. Good morning, Jeff. How are you?
Just fine. Overlooking the banks of the Charlotte Harbor on the Punta Gorda side. Beautiful morning. Looks like it's going to warm up a little bit. First time using this little handheld. I'm curious how it's getting into the repeater today. Over.
You are coming in great. Your audio is fantastic.
Very good. We have good signal here too. Tend to get a little bit more interference on the 2-meter side, but this one is looking good. And we'll say 7-3 to all the Sunshiners and to you. Thanks for the check-in. A4 SJ clear.
73 to you also, Jeff. Welcome to the net, and feel free to jump in any time, 7 days a week. And again, you are loud and clear, no background noise at all. This is W1MCO, looking for any further short-time mobile or handheld check-ins on this Saturday Sunshine Net.
Net control. Whiskey Niner, Romeo, Mike, Whiskey. Good morning, Matt. Good morning, Sunshiners.
Good morning, Rick. How are you?
Doing well. Went out and had an early breakfast. Outside right now, doing a walk around, and looks like it's going to be a beautiful day.
Yeah, that is for sure. I think it's going to be a great, great day.
Yeah, we got a dinner and a dance tonight, and tomorrow we're doing a golf cart treasure hunt here in the village. So it's going to be a nice weekend.
That sounds fantastic. It sounds like they have you guys well planned out on the weekends.
Oh, yeah. They this week in particular, this week and next week, they're celebrating 50 years from when they broke ground here in the village. So they have something going on almost every night. We had a chili cook-off last night, and we got a band next. See, a band tonight, and the golf cart treasure hunt tomorrow. There's so many activities going on that they actually had to cancel horseshoes for today.
Yeah, our idea here of a community project is everybody pressure wash your dirty driveway notices from the HOA.
Yeah, well, luckily, this place here, the HOA here isn't that bad. They're not snooty, and but the bad news is there's people who get away with stuff. Like we still have homes that need to be destroyed, demolished, and removed that are still here. But you got the good with the bad.
Oh, you're absolutely right, and I there's definitely advantages to the POA. I think people get annoyed with, like you said, that when things are not handled fairly.
Yep. All right, sir. Thanks for taking that. I appreciate everything you do. And everybody get out there and live, laugh, and love today. So 73, Whiskey 9, Romeo Mike Whiskey.
73, Rick. You have a great weekend up there, and we'll talk again soon. This is Whiskey 1, Mike Charlie Oscar, looking for any other short-time mobile or handheld.
Control, W1MCO from November Victor 4 Hotel NB4H. Good morning.
Good morning, Tom. I was trying real hard yesterday when you were over at Babcock. I could hear you, but you couldn't hear me.
Yeah, what frequency was I on, Matt?
You were 14252.
That's a rough game to play there for local stations. You get guys that are 20, 30 over on propagation calling. Anyway, I'm still over here. I'll be over here till tomorrow evening. And, yeah, if you or anybody else needs one on VHF, I've scanned 14650. That's a good way to get me.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah, like I said, normally it's the other way around. Normally you can't, I can't hear you guys, but you can hear me. This was the opposite yesterday.
Yeah, it may have something to do with the orientation of the antenna. The trees that I picked out here, I think my lobes are east and west, and they're not north and south, which is what I usually prefer. But well, that's the way it is. Seems to work well towards Europe, at least on 17 meter CW. I'm looking at the RBN network, and it's pretty consistently spotting me over there. I don't know where those guys are. They must have a better deal going on their weekend.
Absolutely, and I've mentioned it before. I've noticed on the POTUS site there are a lot more European stations on POTUS lately. I don't know if it's just a coincidence or they're getting more popular over there, but a lot more stations over there.
Yeah, I think the popularity has picked up with the Europeans. It's just not unusual at all to be activating and work quite a few of them. I worked a few on 40 last night, a couple on 20. I worked a few on 17 this morning. Get a little bit later in the morning, I'll try 10 and 12. They usually show up. So it's a lot of fun. Take advantage of the solar cycle, obviously. Anyway, we'll let you get back to the net. Just wanted to say good morning to you, Matt, and hopefully we catch you on one of the bands over here before I leave tomorrow.
Fantastic, Tom. And just to confirm that UHF or VHF was 146.5?
146.50. That's one of the ones I got scanning in here. So if you yell over there a couple times and I catch you, I'll stop what I'm doing and give you a contact.
Fantastic, Tom. Thank you very much. Always a pleasure. 73, have a great day in the park.
73, Matt. Thanks for running the net. We'll see you later. W1MCO at V4H73.
This is W1MCO looking for my next short-time mobile or handheld check-in.
Net control. Net control, please check in Kilo, Oscar 4, Echo Tango, Quebec, KO4 ETQ, Rick Northport. Good morning, Matt. Good morning, Sunshiners.
Good morning, Rick. How are you?
Good. I do have an outstanding question for Tom if he wants to come back with it. For his 2 meter, he also uses 146.58 when he's in the Mayaca State Forest the next couple of days. And I was wondering if he has a separate radio system and keeps monitoring that so you can hit him just about any time, or how he works that. But otherwise, we're doing good here in Northport. 48 degrees 2 hours ago. Can you believe it? It's 58 degrees now. Beautiful day. Looking forward for a little bit of rain maybe Monday due to the fact that the pond levels are low, and we could sure use it. Otherwise, everything's good here, Matt. I'll be in touch with you in about 10 to 14 days, I figure, and I'll talk with you later, my friend.
Thanks, Rick. And yeah, from what it sounded like with Tom, he monitors those as he's scanning. So if you call a couple times, he will respond.
That sounds great. I'm going to see if I can hit him in the Mayaca State Forest. Maybe I'll even take a ride by if I have a chance. I've got company coming in this week. We'll see how it works out. Matt, thank you very much for taking in that. Talk to you later, my friend. KO4ETQ 73 to all.
7-3, Rick, and look forward to talking to you soon. Have a great weekend. This is W1MCO, looking for my next check-in short-time mobile handhelds.
Net control, please check in Kilo Romeo 4 Alpha November Foxtrot. This is Ira here, mobile and handheld.
Good morning, Ira. I think you're a first-timer on my Saturday. It's Kilo Romeo 4 Alpha November Foxtrot, correct?
That's correct.
Thank you very much, Ira. How are you?
I'm very good. Out here at Webb with my cycling buddy, and took the handheld along with me, and getting some exercise on this glorious and cold and windy day.
Yeah, it's a cold start, but that's what I like about Florida. It won't be cold long.
That always drove me crazy when we'd come down for a visit. We'd hit a cold spell, and all the locals would say, hey, next week it'll be fine. And we'd say, next week we're not going to be here.
Yeah, we just went through that with our friend from Virginia. He was down here during that real tough cold spell a few weeks ago, end of January, I think it was. And as soon as he left, it warmed up nicely.
Isn't that the way it always is?
Yeah, now it's nice to be one of us that gets to stay here and not have to worry about when it gets warm again, because we know it's going to. Anything else going on this weekend, Ira?
Not too much. I'm going to make a brief 73 because my cycling buddy wants to get on the road and get some miles, but just wanted to check in and say hello. Just got my technician license, and I'm trying things out.
Well, congratulations, and we are here every day, 7 days a week, starting at 8:30, doing the nets, so you're more than welcome to jump in. And if you're looking for any information regarding our organization here for cars, you can look us up at carsfl.org. But we look forward to hearing from you more in the mornings.
Good copy on the URL, and I will sign off for now. Thank you.
73 Ira, have a great weekend. This is W1MCO, looking for any further short-time mobile handhelds. Last call on the short-timers. No other short-timers. I'm going to do a quick check over at Echolink, and that is empty. So we'll move right into the full sunshine net. Looking for my first check-in. First check-in coming now.
Control. K4BZZ.
Good morning, Buzz.
Hey, good morning. Just kind of lazy morning. Then I'll get ready and head over to the car show today on Quasada at the YMCA. It's 10 till 2, so go over there and have a little fun.
Fantastic. I thought we were doing good, but it looks like maybe the fish are going to go sleep for a little bit until it warms up again.
Yeah, they took a quick drop. Surface water chilled off a little real fast, so they went deep again.
Good thing is this isn't going to last long.
Well, I hope not. I didn't get to do much fishing last week when it was nice out because I was helping a woman clean out her apartment because she moved to Pennsylvania. So that took me 3 days of working with her, and didn't get to do any good fishing at all. So as soon as it warms up again, I'm going to take 3 days off and just fish.
That sounds like an even trade-off.
It's going to work for me. All right. Well, hope you have a great day. Have a good net. You always do. Catch up with you later. K4BZZ.
73 Buzz, have a great weekend. Always a pleasure talking to you. Look forward to talking to you again on Saturday. This is W1MCO. Looking for my next check-in. Next check-in, please.
Net control. K0NLF.
Good morning, Norm.
Good morning to you and all the sunshiners. It's a beautiful day out here, and I'm going to get out and do some work in the yard and other things, and I've got some gold mining mapping to do. So I'm going to be a busy day. So I'm going to, but I'm going to try to enjoy it as much as I can. Over.
I don't blame you. Have you settled in after your great vacation?
Oh, we went to Punta Gorda in the Dominican Republic with my wife's brother and his wife, and we were down there almost 2 weeks, and then we came back here, and they stayed with us for another week. So it was one long vacation, and so I'm trying to recover from all that and get some work done.
Well, that's always a bad part of the vacations. You got to get back to reality. But I hope we can squeeze in at least some fun this weekend.
I'm certainly going to try. So anyway, this is K0NLF, off the side and listening. Thank you very much for taking the net. I'll be off the side and listening.
73, Norm, have a great weekend. Look forward to talking to you again soon. This is W1MCO, looking for my next check-in. Next check-in on the Saturday Sunshine Net.
C4CC.
Good morning, Dave.
Good morning to all you sunshiners out there. Looks like another nice day. It's up to 60 degrees after a start of 48, so it's going to be a nice day, I think.
Absolutely. It's just got that look to it. You know, we started cool, but we'll make up for it.
Yeah, as part of my morning ritual, I checked the weather up north where I used to live, and boy, am I glad I'm down here. No snow, and the temperatures are not in the teens.
Oh, I hear you. I still do that, too. I don't know if I do it for the enjoyment or just by curiosity, but it's nice when it's nice down here and it's not up there. We started down here in Deep Creek at just short of 49, and we're up to 63 now, so it's going to be a good day.
Yeah, I think why we keep looking at the weather up north is to reinforce that did we make the right decision? And, well, if you got a foot of snow on the ground and you can't go outside because it's too cold, then I'd say we made the right decision.
Oh, absolutely. And it's funny because my friends keep sending me pictures of the snow, and I'm like, I don't want to see that, so I just keep sending them pictures of alligators.
Yeah. Well, anyway, we can't have everybody down here, or else there wouldn't be room for us.
Oh, absolutely. That's why every once in a while I tell them it's terrible down here. Summers are horrible. Don't come down here. You can't take it, just to keep them out of here.
Well, I'm glad you're doing your part. Anyway, this is going to be a do-nothing day, and hopefully a do-nothing weekend. I might do a few chores around the house, but what the heck. Anyway, I'll go ahead and say 7-3, and thanks for taking the net this morning. This is NC4CC.
73, Dave. Always a pleasure. I look forward to talking to you again soon. Have a great weekend. This is W1MCO, looking for my next check-in on the Saturday Sunshine Net.
Net control. Net control, please check in. Kilo November 4, Juliet, Echo November, KM4JEN Allen on the banks of the beautiful Mayaca River. Over.
Good morning, Alan. How are you?
I'm doing just fine, sitting out here on the lanai, watching the tide come in. Tide was low at 6:30 this morning and isn't supposed to be high again until early this evening. I'm not sure how the tides here work. Where I came from, there were 2 tides a day, 2 high tides, 2 low tides, typically. And down here, it's typically only 1. So I don't know what the difference is other than the latitude. Over.
I get it. Yes, sir. Anything else planned this weekend besides watching the water? And again, that's not a bad thing.
We got a bake sale here at the HOA today, right at the clubhouse is right across from my front door. So we may go see that. There is a Red Sox game at the stadium, one of the spring training games. I haven't been to a spring training game in all the years I've been here, so I might wander around over there and see if I can get a ticket. Red Sox games tend to be sold out, but I haven't heard anything to that regard yet, so maybe we'll go see. I don't know. Anyway, it's going to be a lazy day for sure, and with that, we'll turn it back to you. This is Kilo November 4, Juliet Echo November. Thanks for taking the net, doing a great job. 7-3 to you and yours, and all the sunshine. Okay, and for JEN, we're clear.
73, Alan. Hope you make that game over there. I know we used to go up to, when my parents were in St. Pete, we go down to Legends, and they'd say it's sold out, but you can usually find tickets. But either way, have a great weekend. And for those of you who don't know, and those who do know, Alan is our voice of Sundays on the Sunshine Net. So come back and converse with Alan tomorrow morning. 73, my friend. This is Whiskey 1, Mike Charlie Oscar, looking for my next check-in on the Saturday Sunshine Net.
Net control. Net control, please check in. Kilo Quebec 4, Zulu Oscar Papa, KQ4 ZOP, Mike in Port Charlotte.
Good morning, Mike. How are you?
So far, so good. It looks like it's going to be a nice day, Matt.
Absolutely. That seems to be the common denominator on today's chat, and that's fine with me. Anything planned for this weekend to enjoy this weather?
No, not a whole lot on there. I got my extendable mast in, and so the base, setting for is supposed to be delivered today, so I'll be tinkering with that to get that up in the air with an antenna.
I hope your delivery goes better than mine did yesterday. I love when they give you a window of time and then don't even contact you and don't show up. It's always a pleasure.
Yeah, I kind of ran into that just a little bit yesterday whenever they actually delivered the mast on there. It was supposed to be delivered between noon and 4, and it shows up. I'd stepped outside about 5 after 4 on there, still wasn't here, and then it shows up at like a quarter after 4.
Well, at least yours showed up. Mine was we'll have to reschedule for Monday. And I said, that's great, because I've got 2 contractors lined up who are dependent on this delivery, and it's after their work hours now, so now I'm going to have to try and get a hold of them and cancel them for Monday. But thank you.
Oh yeah, there's always something that just, you know, those aggravating things like that you have no control over. You know, you get told one thing, you know, and expect it, you know, to be fulfilled in that time window, and then whenever it doesn't, and like you said, you didn't get any additional notification. That's very aggravating.
And that was my point to them. I said, you know, I get it. Things happen. Jobs get delayed. But, you know, you sent me 10 emails and texts this whole week telling me what I had to be prepared and have ready for you guys to come in. And you couldn't find the time to send one more to say, hey, we're not going to make it today. You know, that's the most aggravating part. Again, I understand things happen, but at least let people know.
Oh, definitely. You know, I don't think that's asking too much at all. It's just a quick note, say, hey, you know, something else came up. We apologize. We're going to have to rework it. You know, that's. I mean, to me, that's just common courtesy.
Well, exactly, because if you didn't follow what their directions were for the installation, then they would be the first ones to say, well, we sent you information and you didn't do what we asked you to do. But all is all, you know, we'll just wait till Monday. It's more aggravating than anything else.
Oh, definitely on there. Well, not much else going on here. 7-3 to all the Sunshiners. Thanks for taking the net, Matt. This is KQ4ZOP. Back to net.
Thanks for checking in, Mike. Always a pleasure. Have a great weekend. And hopefully all your deliveries come on time this weekend and things move smoothly on your antenna. And we'll talk again soon. This is W1MCO looking for my next check-in on the Saturday Sunshine Net as we approach the 9 o'clock hour. Okay, a little bit of a lull. We'll go through some of the club events coming up. On March 6th, can't believe we're talking about March already, at 7 p.m. will be the 6-meter net. And that's the monthly net on 50.200 USB. Always good chat there, so feel free to jump in and test your 6-meter. On 3/13, 7 p.m., a monthly club meeting, and that's at the New Life Church on West Marion and Punta Gorda. Existing members, always welcome, and new members, you know, or prospective members, please stop in and say hello. And that's at 7 p.m. And on 3/20, 7 p.m., will be the 2-meter simplex monthly net at 146.500. Again, no repeater, and it's always a good time to check your 2-meter capability. So take advantage of that. And looking for any further information, come to carsfl.org. That's our club website. And with that, we'll take our next check-in. Any further check-ins on the Saturday Sunshine Net? This is Whiskey 1, Mike Charlie Oscar, looking for any further check-ins on this beautiful Saturday for the Sunshine Net.
Net control. K3FHP. Morning, Matt.
Good morning, Dave. How are you, sir?
Oh, well, can be expected for an old man. 62 degrees in beautiful downtown Peace River Shores. And not bright sun, but kind of a hazy sun. Doesn't look like rain. We'll see what happens. And connect things up together here to play a little bit. You know, go into contests at Urgent. I'm just not that competitive, but I like to play in the various digital contests. The North American QSO Party, RTTY, is today. I think from it's 12 hours from 1 p.m. to 1 a.m. Sunday. So it's not a long contest, and you don't have to. Definitely not going to sit there because an NASCAR race in the afternoon. But play a couple hours and see how much I can do QRP on the RTTY. Over.
Very nice. I caught part of your conversation yesterday, and it sounded like, I think it was yesterday, did you, you got some new equipment from over at Sebring?
Yeah, well, old equipment, new old equipment. In fact, it was, I don't know. I just love my KX3, and sometimes I use it instead of the 991, which I could always switch in and use for something like that. But I got another KX3, so now I got two of them. But I also picked up with that a PX3, a pan adapter over.
Okay, I should have clarified that. You got some new old equipment, new for you.
Yeah, it seems to work pretty well. It's a couple thousand numbers lower in serial number than the one I have, but it's not still up in the 5,000, so it's not initial run ones. It just looks like that got all the revs in it. And, I've been looking at that PX3 for a long time. It was hard to justify to me anyway. Since I use the spectrum scope and waterfall in the programs that I'm using, but it's nice to be able to spread out more than 3 kc to see what's going on in the bands, I suppose. And also, when you hooked up to the KX3 with the program, it will act as when you use the KX3 with its internal RTTY or PSK31, it'll act like a big screen, and you can actually plug a keyboard into the PX3, so you can actually go out in the field and run those modes without a computer, because you always could, but only gave you an 8-character display at the bottom of the KX3, but which is usable. You can write down the call signs and the report. So I've done that. It's a little more work, but it just, considering the age of the equipment and the features that are built into it and technology, it's just amazing every time I look at it. Over.
You know, that was my question. Again, being kind of naive to some of the older equipment. How old is that equipment?
Well, I think it came out in about 2010. I can look that up. So it's not ancient old. The one I had already, I bought in 2016. So it was. I've had that for 16, and then 20, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, about 6, 7 years now, and I just looked the receiver. Of course, it's still rated in one of the Sherwood top dozen receivers of all time, and that it impressed me. It was rated higher than the original K3, but then they came on with the K3S, which put what the KX3 had in the receiver and a little more. But you open the thing up, and there's not much inside. It really is an SDR with a fancy panel. We have to look at all these radios in the last 15 years or so or more. Are really, most of them, many of them anyway, not the Asus. The Asus just came out more recently, but they're SDRs with a front panel on it that makes it look like a regular radio, kind of like when you get
the what's going through my mind now? The Maestro unit from that has the $10,000 to put the front panel on. I'm thinking of the other one other American company now.
Yeah, I always liked, and it's not just ham radio, some of those other products, they make the outside look fancy, and then when you open it up, it's just a very simple operation in there.
Well, it's similar if you consider, if you take away the, for example, in this case, it's got a separate battery charger clock board, and it's got, of course, the antenna tuner module. Got a built-in tuner and one of the best tuners in the business. It'll easily tune a 10-to-1 SWR. And there, see what's the other module in there. Oh yeah, well, yes, this one came with a 2-meter transverter in it. In that one little tiny box, they put all that, add a 2-meter transverter. Of course, that's I'm trying to work out a little glitch in that right now. It works. The radio part works, but the PL has an extra little buzz on it, so I got to figure out what that is. But it was a really, 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 really good deal. So almost felt like I was still underway. But the same guy had a lot of stuff. He's a retired broadcast engineer for CBS. And he had two that he was selling one of his KX3s. He still kept the other one. He has two of them, and also a K4. He was sold last year the same Hamfest. They almost bought his K3. He had an old K3 that he was getting rid of because I don't need the K3 and the K4 and the KX3s. So he wanted a good price for that too. I almost bought it. I had the money. I was almost going to buy it. I was so much on the edge of buying the K3 with a P3 fan adapter. But it was a 1000 series serial number, and that's the only thing that kept me from buying it. I probably should have kicked myself later for not doing it, but when I saw this, I know that this guy, like I say, he's been in, he was sitting there for a long time. Him and another older ham, actually two of them guys in the same vintage and older. He's older than I am, and he's been in the ham about 2-3 years more before I was, which is a long time. And telling stories about our old days of our tube day radios and how he was. He used to run what happened. Oh yeah, little story. Since seems a little quiet in the net. Wanted to hear that courtesy tone. I miss it all the time. He was a broadcast engineer at a CBS station, TV station, running a radio station at 50,000 watts. And I can't remember the name of the model of the transmitter he was talking about, but he was on site, and he has to knock on the door. And the guy opens the door, and the guy says from the FCC, and he wants to inspect the station, and which they can do at any time, unannounced. And he has this other guy with him. He says, "We're from the FCC." And he says, "Let me see your ID." And so the guy pulls out his FCC ID, and he says, "What about the other guy?" And the FCC guy gave a look at the other guy, and the other guy walked back to the car. Guess he was just somebody else. Doesn't want to come along with him, but they can do that. It was about supposedly a spur, and it was theoretically on their station. And he says that's when I learned about how carefully you have to neutralize the finals. Over.
Well, you know, it's funny because I remember when I was in high school, there was one of the kids in school with us used to run a pirate radio station, and I think the FCC was a little bit more active back then, and they would pound on his door every few months, every once a year, and shut him down again, and he'd wait a few months and start up again.
Yeah, it's really. Now, I think now they had a lot of folks back then. So I know I used to work with. So they had because they had in our big elephant cage, the F antenna. They actually had an office. They couldn't come in the rest of the building. They could only go in as far as the office is right at the right. As soon as you walk in the front door, they could go in there, and they can go into the bathroom down the hall. That's the only place they were allowed to go. But he was just an engineer in charge of the Honolulu office, and I got buddies with him, and I used to go in there with him when he was monitoring. I used to work on some of their equipment, and it was really interesting how they had offices all over the place and monitoring stations. If you look it up, you can go into Wikipedia and look up the FCC monitoring stations, and they have them shown there and listed all the ones they have, and actually the latitude and longitude. You can click on it and go look at it in with Google Earth. The big change though is there aren't any people. They're all remote, and they instead of these big huge antennas they used to have, it's like a couple 100 feet or so across a ring of loops, and goes to a little thing in the middle, and there's a box in there with a computer, and it sends it all back to D.C. or Maryland, I think is where they are. And I remember when they switched over there, that was a bunch of years ago. I saw an ad in the paper for they wanted some people to be able to run that. They were hiring. They went from like 30-some engineers, field engineers, nationwide. I think they have 4 or 6 now.
Yeah, and people expect them to handle all the problems on the frequencies and the bands, and it's just not going to happen anymore. They can't do that. They don't have enough coverage.
Well, there's got to be a good reason. Usually has to be due to a complaint. So if there's a complaint, then and it depends on the severity of it. If it's a complaint of interference to emergency communications, they'll send it out. They do have vehicles. There are truck stations, and other agencies will cooperate with them. I saw one in town quite a while ago, but a black van, and I knew that's just what it was by looking at the antennas on it. But you don't often see them, and they'll go out, or if it's not emergency communications, if it's a serious complaint, there's more than one person, complaining about interference to a broadcast station. They're still looking for pirates, I guess. That's why they have the monitoring, or the amateur bands have been relegated to the new official FCC monitor corps, and they are more related than the official observers everywhere. They can they can submit through and get you a pink ticket. I believe days over.
Yeah, I was looking in, I think it was last month's ARRL magazine, and there was I think they went after, don't quote me, but I want to say it was Arizona. They got somebody for interfering during a brush fire out there, wildfires. It was either Arizona or the LA fires, but he ended up with I think it was a $30,000 fine that was upheld on his appeal.
Yeah, they'll respond to stuff like that. If you look at most of the citations from their monitoring corps that they send out, are from technician class operators operating in outside their privileges. That seems to be the most numerous violations. So I guess some folks just don't know. And I'm not talking about just sliding a couple of kilohertz. I'm talking about operating on 20 meters or 15 meter sideband or something like that. So I guess sometimes people get carried away when there's here's DX coming in. Over.
Oh, I agree. I that's the other thing I was going to mention. When I was looking through their monthly list of citations and et cetera, and it seems to be a lot of technicians outside their authorized areas. And like you said, it's not 1 or 2 kilohertz over. They're deep into the frequencies.
Yeah. Well, that's as we expected. You get a warning and one time, and you make it a good excuse, and oh, I'm sorry, won't have to happen again, that kind of thing. So now, if it gets to be a habit, that's something else. Hey, the RTTY North American QSO party is today. The RTTY edition. It's only a 12-hour thing, and I'm going to dabble at it for a couple hours in there someplace from 1 p.m. to 1 a.m. Sunday. So see if I can make a couple of contacts QRP with this the new radio. Over.
Well, sounds like a good weekend. Now, is that our time, 1P to 1A, or is that Zulu?
No, that's our time. That's our time. Yeah, Zulu time. It had been over already. Over.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I was going to have a private talk with you on your times, but I have a great time. I started to dabble a little bit in RTTY, and I got a little frustrated. So this might not be a bad time to just fire that up again and just see what's out there, see if it's working right.
Yeah, I can try a couple of ways. There's the internal mode on the KX3. I like to use FL Digi. That hooks up with the log and everything. So that's been one of my go-to programs for digital mode for forever. Back from I think I started. Trying to remember which program I started in with that, which series. But it's really progressed quite a bit, and it does a lot of neat stuff. It can be a little more challenging to set up than T8 or JS8, but in the end it does a lot more too. But now it's up to version 4.2. I think I started using it like at version 1.4. So it's gone through a lot of iterations, but and you can use it separately with its own RigCat program, the rig control, or you can operate it through. They also have a thing called FL Rig, which is a rig control program, which it can be used independently, or you can use it for rig control for FL Digi. I had a problem using those programs with my logging program, so I went back to just using FL Rig when I can. With if you have a strange rig that it's probably in FL Rig, but maybe not built into with the FL Digi, so you can they use HamLib for FL Rig. Anyway, I'm holding it hopefully long enough to get another couple of people on the air. So thanks for doing the net. Talk to you later. See you one of these times soon. I miss you at our meetings and stuff, but we'll see you one of these times soon, Matt. Thanks for doing the net. FHV.
Well, thank you, Dave. Always come out of our conversations much smarter, so I appreciate it. Maybe one of these days I can connect with you out privately and look at that FL Digi. I have that downloaded, but again, I looked at it and it was just wasn't working, and my brain wasn't comprehending what they wanted.
Yeah, it's just like a lot of things. That's a big thing when you change rigs, and I found it even within Yaesu when the older rigs that I'd had, it seemed like you can tell when the engineers change on these companies, because it goes from always often going from follow a certain pattern to they change it all around and make it different. So you have to kind of relearn how, and even their terminology can change. Of course, sometimes it changes because of the changes in science, but the key is to know what the words are. There's no way, almost except by luck, that you can get the thing adjusted and all the different things you have to if you don't know what all the choices and the menu items mean. So definitions, just like in programming, you have to have or even when they make a law, when they make a federal law or even state law, the first thing up at the top is definitions, so you know what they're talking about when they use a word you haven't heard before. Over.
Absolutely, and that was the first thing we were taught, was don't cite something you're not sure about.
Okay, very good. You had to relearn a lot, and I'm still relearning stuff on FL Digi when back in the day, earlier days, it was like a lot of the FT8 and other programs now to set the configuration. You hit File, and then there were settings down at the bottom, and several different things came up. But it's doing so many more things now that it has its own line item up on top of the program saying configure, and then you hit the configurations, and that's a way you have to set it up with that, and it opens a whole other page, an additional tab, and that tab will have a tree going all the way from the top to the bottom. So it can be, at least at first, it can be kind of threatening. But one of these times, maybe you can do an FL Digi, some kind of a Zoom thing or something on that again. Several years ago, probably about 4 now, we did we were at the American Legion, probably 5 years. We had everybody bring the best way, if you could bring your radios and your computer to a place, and everybody set up there at the American Legion, not for transmitting, just for making things work. And we went through one by one, and they could walk around and go one-on-one with folks setting up their system. So that worked the best, although there was a lot of logistics involved, everybody dragging their stuff around. So maybe we can do something like that with Zoom again. All righty, held it long enough. Got to be somebody out there ready to talk now. 7-3. Thanks again for doing that, K3FHP.
73, Dave, and always appreciate the conversation. I'll sponge up anything you want to push out. So have a great weekend, and 73, and good luck with that new old equipment. This is Whiskey 1, Mike, Charlie, Oscar. I think me and Dave gave people long enough time to wake up. I'm looking for my next check-in on the Saturday Sunshine Net.
This is November 1 Alpha Mike. Mike, good morning.
Good morning, Ariel.
How are you?
Good. How about you?
Tired, but good.
What's going on in Ariel's world this weekend?
I think I'm going to do a quick toad-up, but mostly unpacking because I got back into town yesterday.
Work trip or pleasure trip?
pleasure trip.
Where did we go?
Chichen Itza.
Very nice. Now you got to get back to reality.
Roger that. Anyway, the quick checking because I got to get going, but wanted to just say hi to all you sunshiners out there. This is November 1 Alpha Mike Mike saying 7-3.
7-3, Ariel. Good luck with coming back to reality and have a great weekend. This is Whiskey 1, Mike Charlie Oscar, looking for any other check-ins on this Saturday Sunshine Net.
Net Control, Kilo Golf 5, Romeo Victor Whiskey.
Good morning, Don. How are you?
Doing good this morning. On my way to work at the museum for my Saturday chore.
I know. I think last time you were on, you were getting some good crowds with the kids, but it was also around kind of that spring break thing or Christmas break. Has that continued?
Roger that. We've had quite a few folks. We started to keep track. I think last Saturday we had over folks stop by our radio station to visit. Got probably about 6-7 folks on the radio, so it's still going. We're in season, so we have a lot of visitors at the museum, especially when it's cool, overcast, and the museum is a better trip than the beach.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. This is definitely the time to take advantage of it. So it makes that chore a little bit more enjoyable when there's crowds and your time is flying by. So I hope you get some good crowds today.
Yep, and I'm going to be flying solo today. My partner in crime, well, I'll just put it, she's not been feeling well, so he won't be in today, so I'm doing solo.
Well, then I hope the crowds are cooperative with you.
Well, they will be or they won't be. Who knows? But either way, we'll take them.
Absolutely. And from our experiences, a few times we've been to the museum with people, people are very respectful, which is nice to see. And it's definitely a great way to spend some time. Everybody we brought there has been very surprised. They hear military museum in Punta Gorda, Florida, and, I think they're a little overwhelmed when they're through walking through there. So they do a great job there.
Yep, roger that. And I would invite everybody, if you're able to, monitor W4GUX, and you might have a chance to talk to somebody who's interested in amateur radio.
Absolutely. I did it a couple of times for DMR with you guys, and it's great talking to the kids. They have some of the best questions.
Roger that. And we've actually had a few adults get on the radio as well, which is good. We'll let everybody on. Well, anyway, I am parked in the garage, so I'm going to have to leave you. We'll say 73s to all. This KG5 RVW clear.
73, Don, and look forward to hearing you Net Control every Wednesday starting at 8:30. Have a great day at the museum and whatever the weekend brings you. This is W1MCO looking for my next check-in as we approach the 9:30 hour. Next check-in.
Net Control. Please check in AB4WS, Alpha Bravo 4, Whiskey Sierra, Jack in Port Charlotte.
AB4WS, Jack, and how are you, sir?
We're doing well out here on the walk. It's a beautiful day in Port Charlotte. Enjoyed seeing everybody at the luncheon yesterday. That was good. And And I concur with the Military Museum in Punta Gorda. We did that last year when we were down here, and that was the number one attraction on the trip. I really enjoyed that. AB4WS.
Anything planned this weekend, Jack, or just relaxing?
I think we're planning on going up to Venice tomorrow to the vintage cars rally, whatever you want to call that, going through Venice. Looking forward to that. Maybe take some pictures. AB4WS.
Well, fantastic, Jack. And I was just putting in my log on my computer and noticed that was a first-time check-in on the Saturday net. So please don't be a stranger. Always appreciate talking to anybody who's got information or just wants to chat.
Well, I appreciate you letting me join in. We've been checking in, I guess, through the week most of the time, whenever we're out here on the walk. And with the HT, have no problem getting into the UHF repeater. AB4WS.
Fantastic, Jack. And like I said, I love adding new people to my ever-growing list on my computer. So great talking to you. Have a great weekend, and 73 on your final if you have anything else.
73, have a great day, and thanks again. AB4WS, Jack in Port Charlotte.
All right, we'll clear with Jack and look for my next check-in. Next check-in, please.
Net Control. Net Control, this is KM4LKC. Doug, good morning, Matt.
Good morning, Doug. How are you?
We're doing great. A little sore from all the cleanup from our little excursion, boondocking excursion, but got things cleaned up, and today we loaf a little bit. I'm going to head out and see Tom at Cecil Webb and check out what he's doing there. We chatted this morning briefly and made contact, but I thought I'd stop out there and see his operation, and of course a great excuse to take Ray for a walk. So anyway, that's what's on the agenda, KM4LKC.
Fantastic. You know, if you keep taking Ray, he's going to have to get his own license.
Yeah, I wonder if they offer a pass. I have to look for that. A dog pass to all the Florida state wildlife areas. What do you think?
It sounds good to me. I know our dog would appreciate it.
Another opportunity for a licensing fee. That'll go. The government will love that.
Oh, absolutely. Don't give him any ideas. Hope nobody's listening. Well, I hope you have a great weekend. If you get down there, I'm going to try and grab Tom, I think, on 146. I can always use a contact down there. That'd clear another band, so.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Yeah, I think what do you do? 146.58, if memory serves. I don't think he used our simplex frequency of 146.50, but I think I read somewhere 146.58. I'm not sure. But anyway, yeah, we'll pop in there and see him. It's a beautiful day. It's warming up a little bit, so I think the sweatshirt's in the car, but I don't think we'll need that. So anyway, we're heading out there, and good to hear everybody on the net. Always doing a great job, and appreciate you taking the net. This is KM4LKC. Have a great day, man.
You too, Doug. Have a great weekend, and give Ray a treat for me. We'll talk again soon. This is Whiskey 1, Mike Charlie Oscar, looking for my next check-in as we've cleared the 9:30 hour. This is Whiskey 1, Mike Charlie Oscar. We'll make this last call for check-ins. Last call for check-ins on the Saturday Sunshine Net.
Net Control. November Whiskey 3, Quebec. Just a quick in and out, checking the mobile radio. NW3Q.
Good morning. I just want to make sure I got you. There you are, Stan. No, radio's loud and clear. Your audio's good.
Okay, thank you much. Just going over the Mayaca River. Talk to you later. NW3Q.
Thanks, Stan. 73. Have a great weekend. We'll talk again soon. This is Whiskey 1, Mike Charlie Oscar. Looking for a last call on the Saturday Sunshine Nut. I can hear somebody out there, but it's all static. I don't know if anybody else picked up who that might be. Okay, I apologize. That's all static. I'm getting nothing audible at all. If you can maybe move to another location and try one more time. Okay, I apologize. That was completely inaudible. Hopefully we'll check in one more time, but I'm going to make this again last call for check-ins on the Saturday Sunshine Net. Okay, again, that last check-in attempt was just all static. It's a little bit better than it was before, but I can't pick up anything readable off that.
Recheck.
Go ahead, recheck.
3F HP. He signals weak, but his audio is almost not there. If you get close to the mic and talk up a little bit, you might be able to understand what he's saying. K3F HP.
Okay, yeah, that's the same thing I was getting. Last caller, last check-in. Try one more time, a little bit closer to the mic, see if we can pick you up.
Too far. Kilo Quebec 4 Foxtrot, thanks for
Okay, a little bit better. I got Kilo Quebec 4. Last check-in. I think I got your prefix right, but I lost it after that. Is it Kilo Quebec 4 Papa something? Okay, we'll try one more time. Last call for check-ins. And again, Kilo Quebec 4. If that was your call sign, you can get me the suffix.
Net control, Kilo Mike 4, Hotel November Bravo. Good morning.
Okay, I'm writing over the other one. That was Kilo Mike 4, Hotel November Bravo.
Roger that.
I'm just checking. There you are, Herb. How are you?
I'm fine. Beautiful morning, a little crisp, a little windy, but lovely day. sure beats everything that's going on up north. Would like it a little less windy, maybe a smidgen warmer, but not bad. Over.
Yeah, it's amazing when you get down here. You start getting picky over the wind, and a little bit of could be a little bit warmer, but like you said, it still beats what's up north.
Well, I like to fly models and regular airplanes, and when it's real windy, I don't fly. So I have to do other things, like play with my radios or such. Over.
No, I get it, actually. I took advantage of the cooler weather yesterday morning. I had a little bit of cold smoking to do, so I took advantage of the cooler weather to keep the temperatures lower in there, and, so yeah, you always find something, always have to have that alternative.
Well, you really do have so many more alternatives than when it's up north. Boy, it is cold. I mean, my daughter's up in Iowa, and boy, that is cold. That's just miserable. And they're out on a small farm, and they've got to take care of the animals, and they'll freeze to death if you don't take care of them. Over.
Oh, absolutely. And, yeah, I had friends growing up in Connecticut. They were all, well, we grew up was farming at that time. And, yeah, the animals don't care if it's 10 degrees or 30 degrees or minus 30 degrees. They need to be fed.
Well, of course, you've got to buy grain and hay for them in the wintertime. And when it's cold, they eat a lot more because they have to generate more heat. And it's just a lot more work. But and the chickens don't like to lay in the wintertime, so she's a little short on eggs now. Over.
Oh, I'm sure. And it's funny because I remember it well living up there that, you get to this time of year and you get a couple of warm days and you think, oh, great, winter's over. And then Mother Nature comes back in again.
Well, I missed most of the net because I was busy reading the newspaper and reading other things, getting depressed. And I'm on my way out to the airport. On Saturdays, we have our usual flying session. Over.
Yeah, I love hearing that when you say that because yeah, I get it. It's, it's good story time.
Well, with the present political situation, I don't like talking the politics or listening to some people's opinions. I find it disturbing. We'll leave it at that. Over.
Oh, I get it. So that's one of the things. Sometimes you just have to turn that off because you can make up at some point. You just have to make up your own opinion and stick with it.
Well, I don't really care about apathy.
Exactly.
Well, not much else. I'm just taking a nice little ride out to the airport. Nothing too earth-shaking. I did enjoy the POTA a couple weeks ago. That was. I took some stuff out, but I didn't hook it up. But I looked at all the other people's things, and that's sort of fun watching other people operate, and you learn a lot by watching other people. Over.
Oh, absolutely. You can. I learned just so much actually just from last year's Winterfield Day, just watching things get set up and watching the setups, and it definitely made things easier at my shack because I have the same radio that the club had, so it allows you to kind of get some ideas. But it's definitely a way to learn.
let you get back to whatever. This is Kilo Mike 4, Hotel November Bravo, on a winter day, going out to the sunny airport. Over.
Fantastic, Herb. Always a pleasure, and enjoy your time at the airport and enjoy your weekend. This is W1MCO looking for last call for check-ins on the Sunshine Net. Okay, we're going to make this last and final call for check-ins. Speak now or forever hold your peace. No other check-ins. This is the Sunshine Net Control. Whiskey 1, Mike Charlie Oscar will be closing the Sunshine Net and returning the repeater to normal amateur use. Hope to see everybody next Saturday morning, same bat time, same bat channel. This is Whiskey 1, Mike Charlie Oscar saying 73 and clear.